Expressionism is a style of art that started around 1912. And here's one of the most famous pieces of that style called The Scream by Edvard Munch. Expressionists were most interested in expressing emotions, and they would do this by manipulating the art elements. Our art elements are like line, shape, color, form, texture, and almost all of those have been changed in this particular image. The colors in the sky give us this feeling of anxiety. The screaming face also has an unpleasant sort of feeling. The artist was expressing his feelings in Europe before the pending wars. So we get that feeling through the work that he's done and by the way he's manipulated the art elements within the work. But there's always going to be a subject. How about this one? Can you see a subject? Well, it's called Woman with a Bicycle by Kooning, and it's very hard to see somebody in there, but they're there. So sometimes you need to ask a few questions before you jump to a conclusion. In the center, there's an abstracted sort of woman shape, and then the bicycle might be a little harder to find. Why would he do this? Well, he was trying to express something either about the person and what he felt about them, or how he felt that her personality might best be represented. This painting is called Portrait of Pope Innocent X, and it's sometimes called The Screaming Pope by Francis Bacon. It's a nightmare. We've got these screechy colors coming down the front of the face screaming. It's very unpleasant. This isn't something you'd want to have in your living room perhaps, but it is expressing emotion, and that's the key thing to the expressionist movement of art. There's always a subject, and the emotions are heightened through the use of color, shape, or texture. Here we see Franz Marc's Blue Horses. This is a delightful piece. It isn't frightening like the last one. And he's done the horses in a beautiful shade of blue, and then the hills and these warm colors behind the horses. It's delightful. It gives us this feeling of joy. So he's expressing something very different through his use of color and shape. So this is why we call it Expressionism.